forward. Uh, we will have now an address by CIO Club, the head of SIG on cybersecurity. The gentleman is Commander KK Chaudhary, and he is no stranger to this community. Welcome, sir. And again, a word of gratitude to an association like CIO Club that saw sense in collaborating on this project. A special word of mention to Mr. Umesh Mehta, the current president, who gave the go ahead, and his wonderful team has worked assiduously for the past so many weeks in ensuring a good turnout here. So, Commander KK Chaudhary, a few words about the gentleman before he starts. The next 15-20 minutes belongs to the gentleman. I will just be very brief. I'll read out a little bit about his credentials. Commander KK Chaudhary is ex-president of CIO Club of Delhi NCR chapter, the mentor of vSoso Learning Foundation, and the CEO of Data Resolve Technologies, and has a rich experience of over 35 years in developing IT and security blueprint for organizations in alignment with the business objectives. As an MTech, MBA, a CISSP, CISA, and a diploma in cyber law, he has been recipient of multiple appreciation from industries, including the Great Corporate Leaders of India Award at the World HR Congress and the Most Innovative CIO Award, IDG, to name a few. Has authored 2 books, Why Cyber Criminals Succeed and The Stories of Cybercrime and Protection Mantra. He is a respected speaker at various industry forums. He is also mentoring vsoso.org, a cyber safety awareness initiative for school students. Commander Chaudhary, sir, all over. All over.
Thank you very much, Devi, for the kind words. Just let me share my screen and then I'll start. Okay. My screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, wonderful. So good afternoon, everybody. Mr. Devi Singh, Devi Shankar, thank you very much for the kind introduction. And I welcome all distinguished speakers, eminent CIOs and CISOs from the industry in this wonderful IT security virtual conference. It is a matter of great pride for me and the CIO Club as such for inviting you and collaborating with ITSF to bring some important points regarding enterprise security and create a sort of learning environment for both speakers as well as the audiences, because that is the main motto of the CIO Club, to provide a learning platform for the industry experts, practitioners, and researchers. Before I take my presentation forward, let me give you a brief introduction of CIO Club.
Is there a video along with this? Is there a sound along with this? An audio sound?
Why sound is not coming, is it?
No, I'm not able to see the sound, sir. I'm not able to hear the sound.
Oh, I see. All right. So I'll simply tell you in case that is not coming.
Yes.
And basically, CIO Club has got now 11 chapters, in fact, 1 in UAE. And we are around 1,400 plus CIOs and CISOs in this particular platform now. Main objective is to create an environment of learning, as I said, do the welfare for the CIOs in terms of their capacity building, their knowledge enhancement, and networking environment. And in this, with this objective, we have collaborated with two very, very important organizations, one being NASSCOM, basically to promote IT industry with new capabilities, where NASSCOM brings in a lot of startup IT industry businesses, and CIO Club brings in the buyer part or consumer part together, and creates a great learning environment and selling environment for both sides. Another important collaborations that we have done is with the Data Security Council of India, DSCI, and this is basically to make the CIOs learn new tricks of the trade with the help of the experts of DSCI and their associates, of course. Recently, we conducted a 5-day training program for our CISOs and CIOs across India, and it was attended by more than 500 CIOs and CISOs across India and Middle East. Today, in this enterprise security virtual conference, I welcome you all at this platform to again make it a learning moment of the day. And since we are talking about IT security, I just thought that I'll share a little bit of thought and experiences before the eminent speakers take on the stage and then interact with you and bring out their perception of today's security and how to deal with it. We have moved quite a lot during this digital transformation from a net-centric operation to a very well collaborated and diversely connected networks. For example, the partner networks are now becoming part of the enterprise network itself, which has got its advantages but has associated risks also. The IoTs, the satellites, as very rightly brought out earlier, the diverse locations are getting connected through satellites. The various entity connected with satellites are creating the security environment more risky day by day. And therefore, in last few years, we have seen cyber risk rising exponentially, which has resulted into many disruptions. Very recently, you have heard about the data breach of Air India, even Domino's data breach just a week back. And if you think of the impact, these impacts are not very visible right now, but just think of the impact that Colonial Pipeline had on its ransomware attack. 13 states of US, they got severely affected. There was panic amongst the population there. There was rush on the petrol pumps. All those things you have heard about it. And why did it happen? It is not that these organizations were not having adequate security controls around their assets. Major disruption of services have happened because malware could enter the network. It could Trojanize the system. If phishing attacks were not successful, because nowadays people started doing quite a lot of employee awareness programs, but still human psychology, human weaknesses can be exploited to any extent. And despite all those things, these spear phishing attacks are still successful. We have seen disruption can cause substantial economic loss. And obviously, there will be loss of public confidence, as was evident even during the Colonial Pipeline episode. So the threat is that the exploitations are happening in a more organized way, more sophisticated way. It is more targeted way, and they are more serious. The intelligence community has concluded that adversary nations have sponsored technical capabilities to target and disrupt elements of national importance, collect intelligence information for future use against us. So you might have heard about our government sites, defense sites being targeted almost on every now and then, so frequently. The phishing attack happening on our ex-defense personnel, ex-government officials, they're well on news. They all are part of the organized crime. Now, the challenge before us is that it is very, very hard to keep these hackers out. The problem is that when they get in, it is very, very hard to find them. And when we find them, it is very hard to get them out. And therefore, for all of us, the security leaders, it is time for soul searching for us. What mistakes are we committing? That despite all investment, despite all sorts of technical controls, despite all sorts of, I would say, awareness programs, why such things are happening and happening with more impact, more, intensity. This is the time, and today is the platform to discuss about the challenges. As far as technical controls are concerned, I wonder sometimes that are we becoming technologically complacent? We think that we have put the controls, we have bought the product, we have placed the firewalls at right places, we have done all the identity access management kind of controls there. Internal policies we have framed, and therefore we are secure. All the organizations I have just named those 3 organizations that I have said, just find out their technical controls. Almost huge investment has been done to secure their assets. And despite all those things, the disruption took place, the breach took place. So is it that with too much of technology, we are feeling a false sense of security without realizing that false sense of security is worse than no security? Or we are becoming a process complacent. We have created a lot of processes. Oh, I'm certified ISO 27000, 29000, 31000. I have got PCI DSS certification. I have got SAS 70 audit done, and therefore my organization is fine because I'm certified. Because I have done many employee awareness programs, so all my employees are also quite aware, and they will not let the phishing attack succeed. We have got very well-defined process, so no worries. So are we getting into this complacency barrier? We need to sit together and think about it and find it out. And the fact that the hackings are still taking place, disruptions are still taking place, the breaches is still taking place, and with more intent, that means, yes, we have become complacent. So what do we need to do? We need to sit together and think that what are we trying to protect? We have to, instead of going on the peripheral controls, they are all basic hygiene things. What we need to know, just my previous speaker spoke about endpoint. We have to follow a concept which is follow the data approach kind of thing. What is important? What is that we are trying to save? It is data. And if we are trying to save data, we must, first find out where is the data. And where the data originates, can we track that particular data at the time when it gets originated till the time it gets destroyed? If we the CISOs act as God, having the complete visibility on this data as to who is the owner, where is the data, what that means about the data, where the data has been generated, how the data is being operated, who can see it, who will process the data, how will the data flow, and then how it is getting destroyed, where it is getting destroyed. If we focus on this particular thing, I can assure you that whereas 75% of the issues are just hygiene control, which we are taking care by in any case, we have to decide what are those 25% of data which needs high control. And that is where we need to put some sort of attention, and the highest control for those significant amount of data that can create a huge business impact. They are not more than 5% of the data. What today we are doing, that we are giving whatever controls, whatever effort, whatever investment we are doing on a holistic basis. My own view is that we must find out what is that 5% asset in the organization that needs to be focused more, and we should be able to save that particular 5%. Entire investment, or rather major part of the investment, should go towards that. The remaining all should come on the hygiene factor and all. So if follow the data approach is kept, and it is made the foundation of the information security, I think we will be able to come out of that complacent. We will be able to find out a lot of loopholes in our technical control part, in our process control part, and even on our people control. So with this, I don't want to take much time. I just wanted to leave this platform to you with the eminent experts, speakers, and the security leaders of respective organizations to sit together, brainstorm, discuss, and come out with the takeaway for the day. Thank you very much.